There are 5 mandatory obligations to be practiced by every human being. Every householder have to remember this every day, frequently. In the Vedas, they are called Brahma Yanjam, Deva Yanjam, Vidru Yanjam, Manusha Yanjam, and Buddha Yanjam. But we can understand as the sacrifices to the absolute knowledge, the sacrifices to the nature and the natural forces, the sacrifices towards our own parents and ancestors, the sacrifices to all the other human beings, and the sacrifices to all other living organisms. The inquisitiveness was always there in the human being. It is even now there, and it will be there until the humanity exists. Human beings were always eager to know the causes behind all effects. Some of them who were very brave and sincere and honest dedicated their whole life to find out the causes behind the nature, causes behind all effects. And they have succeeded in their efforts. And they have handed over those treasure of knowledge to the human beings. They have handed over the knowledge to the humanity not for name or fame, but due to their love towards you and me, due to their love, compassion, sympathy towards the whole humankind. Those treasure of wisdom is known as scriptures. The researches are still going on, and we are receiving findings each and every day. The total absolute entity is being illustrated or is being attributed by the great masters by 3 words, or the masters has tried to explain the characteristics of the absolute truth by 3 words: omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. Omnipotent, that has the capacity for everything. Omnipresent, which is present everywhere in every time, in the past, present, and in the future. And omniscient, that knows everything in the past, in the present, and in the future. Actually, this treasure of wisdom was always there in the nature. Let us just examine some of the recent inventions. Say the formula E is equal to mc square, invented by Albert Einstein. Even before his invention, the law was there. The law was always there. Einstein just found it, discovered it, invented it, and handed over to us. The same is the case with the law of gravity, the law of motion. A body continues to be in a state of rest or of uniform motion until and unless it is disturbed by another body. The law of gravity, anything that is thrown is coming back to the earth. The fruits and nuts are falling towards the earth. These laws are invented by Sir Isaac Newton. Even before his invention, the fruits were falling to the ground. It is just like the frequencies. See, when you on and tune the radio, you get news and so many audio sounds. Once you switch on the television and take the channel, you get lot of movies, videos, everything in the TV. Even if the TV is in a switched off position, the frequencies are there, but we cannot hear. When it is tuned properly, we can hear the sound and we can visualize the pictures from the radio and the television. In the same way, the nature, everything is there. All the scriptures was there in the nature and is there, even now it is there and will be there in the nature. All the laws are in the nature. That's why we call the total entity omniscient. That is the meaning of omniscient. God is omniscient. That's the very meaning. So the Albert Einstein and Sir Isaac Newton, they have purified their minds, their senses and intellect. When the senses, mind and intellect is purified, when the antakarana is purified, the absolute knowledge is revealed. This is actually what is happening. This is what has happened about the scriptures. God is not a person. God is not an entity with name and form. It is an omnipresent, omnipotent and omniscient consciousness. It is always there. It has no beginning and no end. So whoever tunes himself, whoever purifies his antakarana, his senses, mind and intellect, this knowledge comes and they are right. They are called rishis, they are called the prophets, they are called the great masters. So whatever we want now, we can refer the book or to the internet, the Google or the YouTube. We can get any information. Things has become so easy nowadays. Anything you want, any formula you want, any explanation you want, already there in the form of scriptures, text, and now in this internet, software, etc. So we all have a great depth towards this treasure of wisdom. We all are indebted to the great masters who have taken so much pain and who have dedicated their whole life to find out all these things. Surely, certainly, we have to try to pay back these debts. That's why we call it mandatory obligation, the great responsibilities. By joining with them, by going through the text available, reading and understanding the things written in the scriptures, and transferring it to the younger generation, we can cooperate with them. We can express our respect towards them. We can perform our obligations to the treasure of wisdom and to the great masters. This is called homage to the treasure of wisdom. Worship to the scriptures and the masters. Sacrifices to the absolute knowledge. And in Vedas, this is called Brahma Yanjam. Practice it every day. Remember it always. This is a mandatory obligation.